Check it out, the Onisiki Nekomata. This thing is a micro rear wheel drive drifter, about 1/24th to 1/28th scale, and it comes as a roller, pre-assembled, but with tires and wheels, and it is a legit drift car. This thing comes as a limited edition. They're only making 1,000 of them, and they're laser etched and numbered, and we have number 104. This thing's got all the cool stuff you would expect a drifter to have though, like a high steering angle, adjustable geometry, high motor position that is adjustable, and a rear mounted ESC. Now right now this little display case is just the case that came with this Mini Z body that we're using, but it's such a cool way to show off the car when you're not using it, and we just stuck it on there with some double-sided tape. Now this is a pretty pricey drift car, about $260, not including the electronics, but it is using some really high-end premium materials. For starters, the chassis plate is 3 different carbon fiber pieces. It's using a carbon fiber ESC mount in the back. It also has a carbon rear shock tower and then a carbon motor plate, and then pretty much the rest of the parts are going to be aluminum. On the bottom it's got aluminum suspension arms, there's aluminum battery compartment and upper deck, aluminum servo mount, the front bulkhead, the rear gearbox, and aluminum rear hubs. And then all of those aluminum pieces are going to be laser etched with artwork, minus the suspension arms. Now some other cool features on this car, it does have a differential in the back. It's using this cantilever single shock setup in the front. It's a lay down shock. The shocks are grease filled. They're all plastic, but they do have threaded shock bodies for easy adjustments. The wheelbase is adjustable between 90 and 120 millimeters, and it's super easy to do by loosening up these screws on the bottom, and this rear chassis plate slides back and forth. The car is also using full ball bearings. It has all hex screws too, except for a couple of Phillips screws, like these here on the suspension arms. It also uses a quick release battery system with these little tabs that you kind of just rotate back. There's a little bit of resistance there. This battery is pretty snug in here, so it's not going anywhere. We also have these 6-spoke white wheels and these drift tires. These come with the car as standard equipment. The motor position, it is up high, and you can also rotate it a little bit to affect your CGs and to just tune it. The car also has adjustable caster and camber, and there are adjustable turnbuckles here for the steering, and this has a pretty wicked steering angle, which is what you want in a drifter. The gearbox back here is all open. It's kind of harder to see the gears, but there is a hardened steel lay shaft in there, and then the drive shafts in there are also metal. Now for microelectronics, we're using the Onisiki Servo, their micro aluminum case gyro, and they're sure a 5500 kV brushless motor. For the speed controller, it's the Furatech Micro Boost. The battery is an EcoPower 2S, and it was originally intended for the Micro B, but it fits in here perfect and has the right plug. And then this is a micro Furatech receiver that we have bound to a Noble NB4 Plus. Now the last piece of equipment that we've added to this car is just the body, and this is the Kyosho Mini Z Nissan Silvia S15 body, and it fits on there great. You can use other bodies on this chassis if you want to, and the car includes different body mounts, so you can use magnets. And as long as any other body will fit between that 90 and 120 millimeter wheelbase, it should work. The track width on this vehicle is also adjustable, so you can make it wider if that is a wide body you want to use. Now the Mini Z bodies are hard plastic and they're super detailed, and the cool thing about this chassis is that it already comes with all the mounts needed to fit right up on this body. Now basically these bodies just have this little groove where the tongue here slides right into it, and then you can adjust that front ride height by changing the height of these posts. And then to secure it on the back, the chassis comes with these little tabs on each side, and they have a groove, so they just snap in to the body in the back spots. It's like the chassis was made for these bodies. And then to get the body in place, you just kind of pull the side out a little bit, and it snaps right into the groove. And it is a really awesome fit. Plus, you don't need any magnets. The body's not going to come off if you hit anything. It's a really awesome system. Let's test the weight. And without body, 91 grams total, 64% rear bias, and then 52% on the right side. And with the body, 110 grams total. Our rear weight bias reduced a little bit, 62%. Left and right evened out slightly. Dude. Servo is extremely fast. That's really cool. I've never seen a screen on an ESC so tiny. Drip's all right up there. Let's try it on the ground. Kind of That's really fun. Okay. So this is some really low slung industrial carpet. The car does clear it. It's definitely a lot more traction. I have to give it a lot more throttle on the carpet than I did on the concrete, and it doesn't want to loop out as easily. This is plexiglass. It's very slick. The car is doing a good job. It's in these smaller confined spaces, proper throttle control is really paramount. No, did it break? Oh, the wing. Everything chassis-wise looks okay. The back of the body got a little dislodged from the hook, and that caused the body to rub the tire. Can't believe we broke the body. We may be able to just glue that back on. We are at our proper drift track right now, and this is like a P-tile surface meant just for drifting. And look at the size of the car on this track. This track looks huge with this tiny little car. And I think this track is going to be too big, but we'll give it a shot. Dude, that was awesome. I am giving it a lot of throttle, and it seems like the speed's getting pretty high too. Probably faster than a 10 scale drifter would be, but it's getting around pretty well. We just ran into Lance here, and he happened to have the first generation of the micro car. And it's kind of interesting that it has the motor in line, batteries mounted in the back. There's a lot of differences. He has his wheelbase stretched. It also is adjustable. And we're gonna let Lance drive the new car and see what he thinks.
Heck yeah.
So this is why Onisiki says they're like 1/24th to 1/28th.
For the body, I found out that the Tamiya 124 model bodies actually fit up pretty well, and they're pretty cheap and easily available. And to mount them, I just used magnets on the back and Velcro in the front, giving you your fit like this. And then for the lights, I just run some lights on a 2S battery, and it's pretty sweet. It works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Has a lot of power, this whatever setup you guys have in here.
So you think it drives pretty good? It's the box stock setup. We haven't done anything to it.
Oh yeah, it's really forgiving to drive. It's really smooth, and I think with a little bit of time behind the wheel, I think this will be a perfect chassis.
Cool.
For anyone.
Can I drive your car?
Drive it. Yeah, drive it. Yeah, this is just easy. Yeah. No, like I said, a couple of minutes on the steering. And...
Look at this thing. This is a Pandora body?
Yep, Pandora, from the factory, carbon fiber.
Carbon, big old lip. It's like a two-piece. Mirrors, wing.
I added the mirror and the wing. And
okay.
And then the whole car comes carbon, so I wrapped the mirrors with black vinyl.
Oh.
And then I just cut this out for looks and so I can pick up my car.
What chassis is it?
So that's a Overdose Galm. All Japanese. Actually, a couple of the world champion drivers drive this chassis, so it's a really good chassis to learn on.
It's all carbon and aluminum arms too.
Chassis kit itself comes with a bunch of plastic components, but you got to upgrade it over time.
Thank you, Lance.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
Big thanks to Lance for letting us drive his car, driving ours, giving us so much feedback. That was really cool to have him out there. It was really interesting driving both cars back to back, and Lance's car, the electronics, the power delivery felt smoother. Our car needs a little bit of tinkering or some programming, I think, to smoothen it out. His car, though, the older version, did seem slightly less stable, and it was easier to spin out. And our car, the latest edition, was noticeably more stable in that respect. They're both great cars though, and whichever one you use the most, you're gonna get good at. Overall though, our car, it just blew away my expectations, and it performs phenomenal. It's way better than you think a micro drifter would be. And I honestly had the most fun drifting it in like unconventional places that you wouldn't normally drift. On the kitchen counter, on the desk, on the coffee table, setting up a little track inside of a garage or maybe in your backyard patio. That would be great. Either way, however you want to use the car, it is legit. It is a real drift car, and it can do anything the big 10 scale cars can do. So guys, I highly recommend you go check out the 1/24th scale micro Onisiki drift car. You won't be disappointed. Go check out our links down below. I'm Brett from AMain Hobbies. Thank you, Lance, for helping out, and thank you for watching.